Alright, we are live for the second social race here tonight at the Miami International Autodrome. I have to say, bienvenidos a Miami, as they say in that famous Welsh song that absolutely slaps. I'm Otaku Logan. I am joined by Mr. Nathan. I think we just call you Nathan.
Yeah, no problem. How are we? How are you doing?
Pretty good. Even though there's a low attendance tonight, 6 people didn't tell us until the end of until before we start. That's great. What
Oh,
can we do, eh?
absolutely.
Not great. I know it's a social race, but not great precipice for the upcoming season, of course, because we are
No, I
entering our
think it'll
40th
still be
season.
action packed. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. If not, I might just cut the stream. No, I won't do that.
Brando is the first driver out on track in the Scuderia Ferrari, so he will lead us underway in the first part of qualifying.
Yes, and we are literally going around a car park and a marina with no water. Oh, and a NFL stadium, as well as some tennis courts. So Brando coming towards the slowest part of the track. It's got a long, winding right-hander before then coming up this hill, this unusual chicane, and tight lefty. Don't hit the wall before going out just near the highway there.
It's going to
You
be tricky
surprised
for the
someone?
drivers.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're surprised no one is going to try something out of a stunt movie and drive a car off that ramp there and onto the track. I think it's covered by police anyway, so it wouldn't be possible.
So Brando is going to be the first driver here in Miami for this social race to get us underway. So as he goes down towards the start finish line, we're on board with the Scarlet Ferrari, rear wing open, DRS enabled straight away down in towards turn 1 and 2, just flicking around the right hander at turn 3, just riding the apex and using the left hand side as he just feathers onto the battery to just use that extra little bit of speed as he heads down towards turn 4, 5, the weaving 6 and 7 as we come through here for Brando. Then into the left-handed hairpin as we exit turn 7 and in towards turn 8, back down on the throttle, onto the battery, just building up to speed, an average of 139 miles an hour around this circuit, and then he just burns that battery all the way down as the rear wing opens, the DRS kicks in, down through turn 10, and then we'll slam on the brakes, just maxing out that G-force as we go down in towards turn 11, riding the apex to the left once more, and then round to the right hand side, very slow corner that, just against the wall as we go slightly uphill towards turn 14 and 15, over the double apex and in towards turn 16.
Oof.
This is where we've got a lot of the action as he just snaps through there, back onto the battery, and then the DRS will be enabled about halfway down this straight as the Ferrari driver gets that full effect of Miami, and this is where we'll see so much of the overtaking here this evening as he just slams on the brakes going in towards turn 17, back just feathering that throttle, the Ferrari driver onto the battery once more and down towards the line we go, and the Ferrari driver with a pretty neat lap there.
Yeah, it's a 125.731, but of course that is going to be facing some stiff competition as cars are starting to complete their laps or start their laps. Lawrence has went to second with a 125.948, about 2 tenths down. Further down is
Yes.
half a second down of his is Mattia Manga. No guessing on what he reads. I
Yeah.
haven't read manga in
Yeah.
ages. I could say
It's
which one I've read recently, but I'm not allowed to because I think it's before the watershed.
yeah. Yes, it in the Sauber 125.4, three
Oh,
nearly 3 tenths quicker than the Ferrari.
that's the fastest we've seen a Sauber all season.
Wow, that's
Obviously, there was
incredible.
an inside joke. Except
Okay.
Hulkenberg, I guess.
I'll click onto it. Wow,
And
Francesco.
no surprise, Francesco Lago in a McLaren with a 125.290, just under 2 tenths up on Yasosaki. Of course, a very unfamiliar track to most, considering it's very rarely used on the calendar rotation. So, of course, you're going to see some varying times. There are those who drive it a lot, those who probably haven't even tried it at all. Not going to get
Yeah,
names here,
great
but we've
stuff.
only got 14 drivers, so we'll be quite spaced out. We've got varying ranks of talent here. We've got the likes of Volkongen and Owen. And speaking of Owen, he goes to the top. 1:24.913.
That's a brilliant lap time from the Mercedes driver. It's super competitive behind between the McLarens, the Saubers and Ferraris, but the Mercedes in a league of his own at the moment. Christian comes through in the Alpine. A 1:25.5 for him puts himself up to P5. So close at the top at the moment with 12 minutes of his qualifying session to go.
So we are
Obviously,
getting the final few laps round. Lifeboats decided to bail out of this one. Lafitti, not Latifi, Lafitti. That beautiful
Fitty.
V-carb. Hopefully it doesn't get stained too often, being it's white.
Wow, that's a
1:25.240.
great lap. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Insane.
Yeah, I think they should put Vanish on the side instead of Visa, just because whites. If you watch laundry adverts, as in like Vanish Oxy Action or something like that, or no, Seal It Bang, bang, and the car is gone.
That is a very, very nice car, the V-Cab.
Yes,
Uh,
but it gets stained easily. If you know
yes.
your fashion. That's why That's why Lewis prefers red.
So there's nobody on the track at the moment on a lap. Just Lafitti's on his way in, and then everybody's just back into the pit lane where they'll have a breather. The Miami International Autodrome Circuit, obviously, just temporarily built around here, around the Hard Rock Stadium. 3.3 miles of circuit for the drivers to race around with 19 corners, and as we said previously, on board with the Ferrari driver, on average 139 miles an hour the drivers will head throughout this circuit.
Yeah, not the only place you'll go past Hard Rock something, because of course I do believe that the Mirage in Vegas has been acquired by the Hard Rock, and they're
Oh
going to
wow.
build a massive guitar-shaped hotel on top of one of
I,
the old volcano in the Mirage, which is awesome.
I thought there was already like a big huge guitar in Vegas for some
No,
reason.
they're building it right now. I think
Oh, okay.
you'll see it done probably a couple years, hoping that Vegas is still an Formula One calendar from there. Most likely, I think they've got a 10-year contract,
Wow.
and of course Miami. In my opinion, Vegas should have Miami's contract. I think it's a very underrated track. Sure, it has its ups and downs, but it's way much better than. Okay, hold on. We are in Miami. I do apologise, but I think that should be getting a 2041 extension. Oh, and don't forget Silverstone. No, that's on until 2034.
Yeah, three circuits in the USA now.
Yes, and not one of them is Watkins Glen or Indianapolis. I think we know
So
why it left Indianapolis, though. Watkins Glen's
yeah.
obviously not been upgraded, and it's in the middle of nowhere in North New York, New
So
York
the
State.
Red
That
Bull
is.
of Laurent has just overtaken the V-Cab there on the way out. They went racing on the outlap, but it will be the Red Bull
It's the wrong
that
session.
goes again.
So as you may know, this track has been updated. There's LiDAR technology to upgrade it. I do believe it's less bumpy, like they did in real life after the first race was horrible. And as you can see, they've upgraded some of the surrounding facilities. And I do think the stadium back there has been touched up, which is great to see. Yeah, probably one of the best stadiums in the NFL. Hosted Super Bowl in 2021 by the Chiefs after coming back from a few points down against the 49ers. It was just the first dose of pain for the 49ers in the Super Bowls in 2020s. Of course, 2024, the Super Bowl 50. was it? They lost in overtime again to the Chiefs, at this time in Vegas. So, two F1 venues that the Kansas City Chiefs have beat the San Francisco 49ers.
So, some NFL
Can't go
history.
Austin, no. Yeah, you can't go to Austin, no, because Austin doesn't have an F1 team. An NFL team. They have the Longhorns, I think, the college football team, but obviously college football teams cannot play in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
and Vola
Congan.
Kongan has crashed at chicane. Not what
And
you
it
want to be
is
doing.
Lauren.
I know it's a
It
social
comes
race,
to
but
the
it's not
line.
good. Lawrence has come to the
So,
line. He's only went above Volokongan. I think you're speaking over me. Are you hearing me properly?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Epic Vale and Lifeboat yet set a lap. Lifeboat starting his lap now. Oh, and Francesco Lago's also crashed at the... What's going on? Now, what has happened? Have they hit the wall? The inside wall at the chicane? I wonder. That's two
We know
drivers
on
we've lost at that same section.
Yeah, we know on F125, as soon as you clip that wall, it damages the car quite a lot. So I feel like they've just been on the absolute limit coming
Oh
through turn
dear.
14 and 15, and they've just clipped it, and off they go.
So we're down to 12 in this session all of a sudden. And I do believe we're going straight into the action, no brakes. Yeah, I see now. Oh, and he's completely skipped it as Seeb. Randall hoping not to do what his teammate did. And he's not. Lifeboat coming up to it now. Do ignore the yellow flag, that's just for drivers slowing down, let others through. Lifeboat, I think, is set a purple sector 2. And he's coming down. We've not lost another one, have we?
I think
Oh
it's
no,
Cadillac.
he's retired from the session in the pits. Never mind. I think he says, I'm done with this session. I don't think anyone's beaten my time. He's the only one in the 124s. And now Lifeboat is probably going to... No, he's not. He's only third. 31 pounds down off Lafitte. So it's a shame, really, because if you took the first three initials before Lifeboat crossed the line, took the first three initials from the first, second, and third, you would have got Elf. But I realise it's June, not December.
That was a great
Sorry,
lap from
Farrell.
Lifeboat. That puts three of the drivers into the 125.2s and separated by half a tenth between 2, 3, and 4, which is extremely competitive at the top.
I don't think anyone's on a lap. Except maybe Mattia Manga. Actually, no. He's got no fuel left. He's on an in lap. So no one's on a lap here. Just taking the glorious sights of Miami. It's one of the fan zones. Paramount Plus. I'm no longer with Paramount Plus, unfortunately, which means I can't watch South Park, amongst other shows.
There is still one driver on track, which is the Aston Martin, that has not yet set a lap time. With 4 minutes to go, he is still in the pit lane. We've got 3 drivers unable to set lap times because they are out of the session. One of them is the current pole sitter at the moment, with just under 4 minutes to go. We do have Lauren in the Red Bull on his way back out of the pit lane, so he will be the first of the final runners here in Miami.
Well, and I should just mention, Owen is actually sleeping in the pole position. How do you get him off there, without waking him up? Let's
It's
find
going to take
out.
something special.
Oh yeah, absolutely. By something special, we mean Mr. Tumble.
Yeah.
Oh, if you know, you know. It's nothing rude, I promise. It's a children's telly reference. I don't know why I've got Vanish Oxy Action searched up there. I've been talking about V-Carb. Is there every team represented, or we're missing one? I can't seem to see. There's two Ferraris, two V carbs, two stakes. Not stakes. Two kick sabers. I don't know. I've just been having steak for tea. That's why I said steak. Steaks
So
can only
Lauren,
get higher.
sorry, Lauren in the Red Bull is on his final run here in qualifying, currently in P11, and he really was on the limits going around turn 9, turn 8 there as we come down towards turn 9 and 10 with the rear wing open. This is where he will just be absolutely flooring it at around 204, 205 miles an hour as he brakes in towards turn 11. Around turn 12 we go, and in towards turn 13. Two drivers have succumbed to this area throughout this session, but not Lauren. He gets that spot on as we go in towards turn 16. The Red Bull driver back onto the throttle and then just burning that battery to just get up to speed a little bit quicker as the DRS is now enabled. The rear wing open and the Red Bull driver flies down towards turn 17, where we'll see all the action here this evening. The Red Bull driver, and he made a huge mistake, and into the wall goes the Red Bull. Lauren is out of qualifying.
Oh dear. Red Bull doesn't give you wings, it seems. It gives you that. So he's out of the session. I can say what I want. It's a social race, right? Matthew Manga starting his lap in the Alpine. El Plan is in motion. Oh wait, that was a bit too late. He's left the team there. He's at Aston. Going through the first four corners. Or three corners. It kind of reminds me, it's like a mirror image of Brazil, albeit going in different directions, and he's completely missed the turning point.
He
He'll
has.
not have enough time to complete another lap to start again. I don't think he has any fuel for it. Epic Vale, come on, buddy, you need to get on the board. And he's went off the track limits and he's crashed into the wall in frustration, and he will definitely be starting last place. And he's lost his wing. I think you need that fixed before the race, mate.
I can't believe he didn't DNF there.
Well, it doesn't
crazy.
matter. It wouldn't be affecting. There's no red flags in qualifying anyway,
No, I'm just saying that was. Yeah. Wow.
At least he's ghosted.
It will be Yasser, who is 2 tenths up at the moment. That is going to put him right in the mix for a front row start here in Miami. He's just coming down the back straight now towards turn 17. The checkered flag has now waved here in Miami. It's all down to Yasser, who's improving with every inch of this circuit. Out of turn 17 through turn 18. Here comes the kick Sauber. He's currently in P6. He's behind his teammate, but not anymore. Yasser goes up to P2.
And 4 thousandths ahead of Lafitte, who's invalid. Lifeboat is improving, but is he improving enough? Here he comes to the final corners, and it is second place, but it's not good enough to top Owen, who's just been sleeping there, doing absolutely nothing, and he's probably done the right thing because... Oh, and Ryderdale's collided, and because it's a social race, I don't think they'll be taking it off. I'll correct that for you. Sieb stays where he is in 9th position. Leon Rolf is out of the session. Brando is out of the session. I think that might be the session over. Ryderdale's retired. No, Christian's still on a lap, but no, he's invalidated. I do apologise. So actually, that is the end of the session, and Owen, by doing absolutely nothing in the final 5 minutes of the session, will you be your pole sitter? Oh, and Christian's got a penalty as well.
Wow.
And you do realise you're not supposed to hit each other in qualifying, right?
Yeah, a bit of a crazy end to qualifying there.
So the grid will be Owen 07 of Ireland, Lifeboat, Yasser Saki and Lafitte, your top 4 in the first 2 rows. Francesco Lag will ride it out on the 3rd row. Leon and Christian, actually, sorry, I do apologise. It will be Leon, then Sieb on the... sorry, Francesco Lago and Leon Rolf on the third row. And then I believe it will be Sieb and Brando on the fourth row. Ryderdal and Lawrence on the fifth row. No, sorry. The 5-place grid penalties made it confusing, okay? But basically, every driver there is on the grid, so. We now go into the race, which will be 29 laps. So now we can definitely get a say of what the grid is. There it is. Francesco Lagolino Rolf on the third row, Stephen Brand on the fourth row, Lawrence and Ryderdal on the fifth row, Volokong and Matthew on the sixth row, and Christian Epic Vale on the back. So we are not going to be restarting. We're going to go, I do apologise, straight into the race. And as you can see, the lovely pit building, which I think has been upgraded in the game to look like the one in the real game, in the real world. That's what LiDAR technology can do. I think iRacing have been using it for years.
Yeah, LiDAR's absolutely brilliant for tracking everything. I think the police actually use it in roadside incidents. They use LiDAR so that they can look back and get a real image of the actual track and the surface once they've actually moved the incident away. So that's how useful it is.
Oh, speaking of how useful it is, we're getting underway. 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And we are underway. Get a good angle, please. It's Owen that leads him into the first corner. There's a battle for third already between Lafitti and Yasser Saki heading through to the second and third corners. It looks like Brando has gone down some spots, and I believe the two Alpines are rearing the field. Yes, I am correct, as they come through to the S's now. And then around the fake marina. Yes, I say fake marina. There's no water there. Owen leads by 6/10, and Brando, and my goodness, Brando getting squeezed out by, I think it was Lawrence there, and was unable to make the place, still battling alongside, and are going to be fighting as well. Ahead of them is Ryderdal and Sieb. They're swapping positions as well, heading into the slowest corner of the track, I'd say. Well, one of the slowest corners. Still some fighting going on around the long grandstand here. And now heading up into the chicane. It is Owen that leads, Lifeboat and Yasosaki, your top three.
Yeah, fantastic start from the Mercedes there of Owen. He's already 4 attempts clear of the Red Bull driver of Lifeboat. Yasser, Lafitti, Francesco is all there. Leon Rolf, Ryderdal, all already up 3 places. And here comes Lifeboat on the Mercedes down the inside. The Red Bull driver into the lead, but the Mercedes is coming back at him around the outside in towards turn 16 and 17. But Owen is back into the lead. Can the Red Bull come back at him going down in towards turn 1? That was a scrappy sector for the two leaders of this Grand Prix.
And whilst I was watching that, whilst you were watching that, Sieb actually had a horrendous spin into the slow corner and is completely spun out of control. Luckily didn't hit anyone and now is at the rear in P14. Back to the action at hand though, Francesco Lago having a pop at Lafitti in the V-Carb, going for 4th place here. The DRS is now activated. You can watch these flaps open up now. Like that.
This is where we'll see a lot of the action now with that DRS enabled. The drivers will want to attack. They will not want to sit behind the other drivers. Whoa! And that's Leon Rolf. Wow, in the Williams that goes really late on the brakes and avoids a huge collision into turn 11.
He's in 7th. I thought he was 7th when he tried to make the move, but luckily he's not lost any more positions. So now they come down out of the slowest part of the track and now down the long stretch, the long back stretch, or one of the 2 back stretches, I guess. And there's a battle between Brando and Lawrence again, looking for that move. And there's a dive from Francesco, is unsuccessful. Oh. But, oh dear, there's been some fighting back there. I think that was, this is getting ugly. It's Brando and Lawrence, and oh no! Lawrence and Christian
Wow.
getting involved in a collision. You don't want to see that. I know it's a social race, guys, but come on. Play fair, can you? What are they going to do now? What are they going to do now? I think Lawrence has lost a part of his wing. He's lost his left end plate.
Yeah, that competitiveness of the drivers just
Boiling over.
coming out of them, yeah.
Oh, look at this. A move from Christian. He's taking advantage and he's squeezing Lawrence into submission here. And it doesn't seem like he wants to give it up. Neither do. A battle this is. Despite with a broken wing, he still fights on. He does get a bit of aid from the... no, he's pulled away, I think. He's realised I'm not fighting that because I'll damage myself even more. So I think he's going to be coming in at the end of his lap. I think he knew better from that incident. But Owen still leads ahead of Lifeboat by about 7/10. Further down, we've still got some scrapping potentially as they head down the back stretch. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Doesn't seem like anyone is opting to go for it now. If a Fiddy getting a bit out of line, thinking of a move, piling some pressure in that new white V-carb. But he will remain in fourth place. Lap number 4 begins, and the gap at the top has become only 3/10. Lifeboat using use of them DRS zones to stay right in touch with Owen as Steve sets the fastest lap, and I think Lawrence has given up in the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That was a bit much for the Red Bull driver, but as you said, the other Red Bull, Lifeboat, doing really well to stay with the Mercedes driver. It'll be really hard for Owen here to shake off Lifeboat, especially with them two huge DRS straights. And I think there's just not enough time to get rid of them, especially if they're on the same strategy as well. And I think we'll see Lifeboat in the Red Bull try to make a move on the way down towards turn 17 very shortly.
So no changes to position heading into the slower section of this track. The grandstand curved around this. I think, is it the North Beach grandstand I'm referring to?
Oh, I'm not sure when it comes to Miami, but here comes Lifeboat. He is into the slipstream of the Mercedes of Owen. He is catching up, DRS enabled. He isn't even touching that battery yet. He is coming at some speed, but I think he's going to be patient, and the Red Bull driver stays behind for now.
Yeah, once again, no change for position. Have you got any other better angles for this game, please? They're just showing the same angle every 15 seconds. So now... well, so now it looks like they are into lap number 5 now, and not any major changes in position in that lap, which means this race is now boring by everyone's standards. There's a lot of laps in Formula 1 that have no moves whatsoever, but that's been like that all since 1950 pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's more tactical, where the drivers are sort of playing that long game. They're thinking about the strategies, they're sort of preparing their tyres, they're looking after the tyres, and they're just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Lifeboat absolutely could have emptied the tank there, could have emptied the battery and gone into the lead of the Grand Prix with ease, but I think he's just thinking about the strategy and the race IQ of the long run. And although it does seem a little bit boring at this stage, you've got to put yourself into the drivers' heads and then race seats and think about all of the sort of accumulations of the race involved ahead of you, and I think that's exactly what a lot of these drivers are thinking about here.
And they'll be thinking of that with the next 25 laps coming around. Well, 24 once they complete this one, because they're almost there. Still ahead of the pack is Owen 07 in that Mercedes, that new silver and black Mercedes. Well, not really, except that I think they're taking the Ineos logo off the top. So, and we've got an incident again, and it's Mattia Manga, who's actually got stuck on the inside. And, oh! Now, Saves went off the track as well. Now, did he get caught out there from Mattia reversing out of that corner? Quite an unusual place to go off. Turn 17.
Yeah.
And it was the inside.
Yeah, that was a really unusual place to lose the car. Obviously, if you accelerate out of there a little bit too too hard, you can spin the back end, and I think, as you said, Mattia then has reversed and just caught Seb out. That's why I think he's led him back through as a sign of respect there from Mattia in the Alpine. So well done to Mattia, just showing a little bit of respect for the mistake that he's made.
Won't be much help because, of course, they're well down the field. 11 seconds, and we have a fight, finally. It's Francesco Lago and Ryder. Round turn 12 they go. And then it'll be turn 13. Oh, they're squeezing each other into the chicane. This is very dangerous. Bashing, wanting that position. Uh-oh. How did he manage to keep them through there without crashing with major damage? But this is costing them. Look who's behind them. Leon Rolfe, who's been involved in some battles earlier. Wasn't able to pull them off, though. Have we got a move coming up into 17? No is the answer. So now they come round. And, oh, sorry.
No, you're okay. Sorry.
Not finish up. Go on, what are you saying?
I was just going to say that was absolutely fantastic, that from Ryder Dahl and Francesco Lago to go side by side through turn 14 and 15. That is some doing there, and to give each other the space and to go wheel to wheel was brilliant to watch.
You must have guts. No guts, no glory, and that's basically one of the few mottos you need to live on in this sport and in life, I guess. So through the would I say the car parks? There's a lot of car parks around here. After all, this is at a NFL stadium, and they're kind of like suburban. I think there's like a big trend of suburban stadiums being built in the 60s or 70s, where all the baseball stadiums used to be built in the city. Think Fenway Park in Boston, and then they just went out with the city and into the suburbs, and they all had these weird, ugly shapes, and I think the bowl shapes, especially the ones that you could convert from baseball to football, Oakland, and it wasn't really a good look. Thankfully, they've went back to the status quo, but still, some of them are built in the suburbs, but not many are ground sharing now, thankfully.
I don't know much about NFL or anything like that.
Or MLB was referencing baseball stadiums as well.
Okay.
Hong Kong and now Vale is coming into the pits. First for our pit stoppers. He's going to get a change that will be hard tyres, and that will have to last 22 laps. Long time.
It's going to be a long way to go for some of these drivers. Epic Vale, Seb, Mattia Manga now back into the pits as well. So I think they're probably committing to a two-stopper here, because 21 laps, even on the hards, is a long stretch here in Miami.
So we come down, this is lap number 8. And we're still with 13 of the 14 drivers. Lawrence retired earlier on, and Owen is still leading the pack. They're all still closely bunched together. All but 2 or 3 are not in DRS range in terms of the big pack leading the field. Will there be any changes of position here, though? Laffiti has been applying pressure on Yasser Saki over the past few laps, but do you believe the top 4 have remained as they were from the start? And now heading out of turn 17, they'll begin lap number 9, and the gap remains 6 tenths at the top.
Yeah, still really close, and as you said, there we go, Francesco Lago into the pits, so the Papaya McLaren showing his hand early here in Miami, into the pits he goes. But as you were saying, Owen, Lifebout, Yasser and Laffiti, all still 1, 2, 3, 4, as you were from the start of this Grand Prix, although they've got extremely close to each other and even potentially had an opening for an overtake. Not one of them have gone for that opportunity yet, being very, very patient and probably playing the huge long game here, maybe even going to try and go for an undercut at some stage in this Grand Prix. I think this is a great strategy from Francesco in the McLaren. I think he could potentially make up quite a few positions here, and then once you're in that DRS train, it's very hard to get out of it, as we've already established after 9 laps here at the Autodrome.
Yes, but they've both gone on new mediums instead of, say, hards or soft. So because they already started on mediums, they all did, they will have to pit again. They must use 2 of the free compounds at least once during the race. So they're going to have to stop again. Or,
Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
mediums.
But Epic Vale, Christian, and Matthew Maga have already fulfilled the requirements. So they will not have to pit again, but they can do if they wish.
Yep, so going for the 2-stopper, he's committed. And Owen is starting to just open up that gap now. Although he hit the DRS straight, but 7 tenths is probably the biggest the gap has been for probably the whole race, actually. But then he just dives down into turn 1. Yeah, catches back up to him. But as you were saying, Logan, not much action at the moment, but the drivers really thinking about whether to go for these moves or not.
It's not really what the fans want to see, lack of action, but again, if you've watched enough football matches in your lifetime, you should be used to sport being boring sometimes. 129.118 is the new fastest lap from Seb in the V-Carb, so there's no points now, of course. Not only is it a social race, there's not going to be a point for fastest lap starting from next season. There'll just be a point for pole position, and of course the regular 16, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 you get for finishing the top 10.
Wow, so here we go, back to the action. We have Owen in the Mercedes, and Lifeboat is extremely close to him once more. But it's just every time he leaves that corner, Owen, he's so quick onto the throttle, and he can get the foot down so early that Lifeboat just doesn't have an opportunity to even get close. Yasseri's even closing the gap onto the Red Bull in front, so the Kick Sauber is probably the one looking at that overtake at some point in the coming laps. When are they going to pit, though?
Yes, that is the big talking point. When are they going to pit? Look how close second and third are. They might be scrapping for positions soon enough. Of course, it's one of the very few times I've seen a Kick Sauber in the top 3 all year, or the past 2 years. But in they come, and now on lap 11, and looks like the gap has died down a bit. They're now back to 4 tenths, but it was quite a scary moment for Lifeboat, not going to lie. Fiddy still there in 4th, watching on in the distance, waiting for a move, an opportune time to open up. Lap 11 is alive and kicking. Back stretch we go, and DRS will be triggered once again. Ewan's lap's going to get bigger, but now it's going to get smaller. Heading down to turn number 11, and it will be... Oh no! Lafitti's run into the back of Yasosaki. Got to be careful of that. 2 Ferraris, they better not do what they've done before, and that's crash into each other. Of course, a bit of Leclerc and Sainz did scrap quite a bit in the past few years until, of course, that bond was broken by Lewis Hamilton joining the team.
So it looks like here, Logan, that the Ferraris are going to swap positions. Here comes Volta Kongen on the back of Brando into the slipstream, and he is burning the battery. He wants the move done down towards turn 17, and the 2 Scuderias swap places. Volta Kongen up to P7, Brando down to P8.
Oh, and a bad mistake. Brando, I think that was intentional. Brando is coming into the pits. You saw him struggle in turn 17. But now they are... Oh, I thought the lead went down to 2 tenths for a second, but no, it's back to 8 tenths. Brando is coming into pits for a stop, and he's gone on hards, and that will get him to the end of the race.
So, Brando, as you were saying, did you say he went onto the hards? Yeah, I think that'll be a nice stop for Brando. I think that's sort of the perfect area to get in, but as you can see, Francesco Lago, he went for that undercut, and he's well in front of the other drivers that have gone into the pit lane. And I've got a feeling with these front 3, as Yassir continues to catch up to Lifeboat, I think they're going to be throwing away a lot of time to Francesco Lago, so keep your eyes peeled on that McLaren driver. When the front 4 pit, including actually Ryder Dahl and Leon Rolf, when these guys pit from the front 6, where does Francesco Lago come out? I potentially think he comes out way in the lead here. But yes, sir, as he is closing down, Lafitte in the V car is so close to the back of that Sauber. Here he comes. Is he going to go for the move, or is he going to stay patient? I think he is going to stay patient. The gaps are so narrow now between the front 2, 3 and 4.
Whoa,
Oh, he
he's hit
goes
him in
late
the
on the
back
brakes.
again! He's hit him in the back
Does.
again, Yasser Saki. Luckily, escapes any damage and stays in third place, but Lafitte's got to be careful. Owen is finally coming for a pit stop, so he's going to negate the undercut that anyone wanted to try on him. So when he comes, this should be for Hearts, and it is. I can see the white wall tyres there. Put on, and out he goes, and he will rejoin, and I believe 10th place. Sorry, 9th place. Forgot there's another guy, Leon Rolfe, also in the pits. And he's gone on mediums, which he is not, which he has already run on, so you'll have to pit again. I think there might be some 2 stops happening later in the race. Well, I think we've already alluded to that earlier, but I'm quite surprised it's not just 1 or 2 going on. It's actually a couple. They obviously know something we don't.
Yeah, I agree, Logan. I'm really surprised that one of them drivers have just gone onto the mediums again, especially considering they've just done 13 laps on him, and Hards would absolutely get them to the end of this Grand Prix now. Maybe a mistake.
We'll have to see when we come near the end of the race. You can see Lightbite and Yasosaki have somewhat got close to each other, and there might be a fight there. There's also Lafitte and Ryder waiting in the rings. 2 kick servers involved in this top 4. Might get pretty interesting when they head down to the end of the stretch. Or do they really care about teammates? I'm not sure, but they'll have to pit in the same box. I know that.
Yeah, they're going to have to give each other a little bit of space when they go into the pits, and I think they'll have to communicate in some way.
Top 3 are in. Ryder has to stay out. He doesn't want a double stack. And they should be all in for hard tyres. And they are. So they'll come back out, and I think they'll join behind Brando. Yeah, Brando. Oh, no, wait! Lifeboat's along with Brando, and he nearly throws him off the track there and gets right ahead just. So the overcut has worked. Well, for Lifeboat on Brando. But has it worked out overall? Maybe not, because Owen is still well ahead, and he pit 1 lap earlier. So now it's all changed as if we have a move for the position finally. Frank Escalating and Volakongan, second and third. Yeah, but I think he's Yasser Saki. There's a freeway battle here. He's on a massive dive on Brando, and he gets through. He needed to make that position. And yeah, I can see that they're 4 seconds down. Were they battling too much amongst each other, I wonder, whilst trying to get the overcut on Owen? Of course, the overcut seems to have not worked at all. And Owen has pretty much masterclassed this, and is now, as there's a battle between 3rd and 4th Epic Vale, and Volakongan comes in. But Owen has pretty much mastered this undercut strategy, and now he is going to be well ahead here of the field here. As Christian is also in this fight, actually. He's on 6 lap old hards. He pitted at lap 8. So he's now in this fight, but remember, those tyres, unless he's going to be stopping again, those tyres have to last 22 laps total. He's already done 6 of them, so he's not even a third of the way through. Francesco Lago now leads the race. He's on mediums, but remember, he's already used 2 sets of mediums. He has to use a 3rd compound, and he's got Epic Vale for company right behind him, who he's still fighting with. But got to mix up a strategy. He's now quite unsure which one's going to work out and kind of win the race at the end.
Yeah, that was. I've got to say, that undercut from Owen is absolutely brilliant. He pitted 1 lap early and came out like 4 seconds ahead of the drivers. He shook off the DRS train that was following him through the first 13 laps of this Grand Prix. It's been brilliant, and there goes Epic Vale on Francesco Largo. The Aston Martin driver retakes the lead of the Grand Prix, and Francesco Largo has a battle on his hands here in Miami. Can he take it back with that DRS enabled down towards turn 1? He did last lap. Is it going to be deja vu for the Papaya? Not this time. He's too far back. Oh, he goes for a late
what is he doing?
into the back of the Aston Martin. Francesco Largo is through. Epic Vale is round. What has happened here?
That was uncalled for. Francesco Lago in hot water here at Miami. And now Owen is like, oh, that was interesting. I'll just pick you both off. And yeah, 10-second penalty deserved for Francesco Lago. He was well out of order, and he didn't even concede the place. So that'll be the end of his chances of winning the race. And oh yeah, forgot, he's still got to pit again, so he shouldn't be fighting Owen here. Owen is just waiting patiently, and he's actually in this battle with Owen. He shouldn't be. Then again, he is entitled to hold position. He is in first place. But Owen there's a strategy here from Francesco. He's trying to hold him up. He's holding him up. He's come out very slow out of that chicane. This is not good news for Owen. Surely he should get past him. Hopefully Francesco Lago isn't a barrier to Owen. I hope he doesn't do anything silly. And, well, to be fair, that I could let him off of the late braking, in all honesty. It's really hard to brake around here. So at least he hasn't done it to mess around with him with rage. And he actually has let Epic Vale through and is coming into the pits for a new nose, and he will have to get new tyres.
Yeah, Leon Rolfe also going in for his final pit stop. Ryder Dow setting the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. But as you said, Owen into the lead of the Grand Prix. Epic Vale P2. Christian P3 Lifeboat has started to catch up to him a little bit now. Only 3 seconds. Around 3.4 seconds behind behind Owen, sorry.
Oh, and Leon Rolfe crossed the pit lane exit, so he'll get a 10-second penalty. I think it was a 5-second penalty, but now they've changed it to a 10-second penalty, so that's even more disastrous. Ignore that. Francesco Lago is not in the lead. He is in last place, I believe. So do ignore that, folks. Is Owen in the lead ahead of Epic Vale, ahead of Lifeboat, ahead of Christian. There we go, it's fixed now. Ahead of Yasser Saki. I think there's a bit of a timing error involving Francesco Lago, but he is back in P13. But now there should be a battle for a fourth here. Yasser Saki getting past Christian, who's on the weaker tyre. And it's an opportune time for him to get past. And he's going to go make the send down into turn 17. And has made it stick. And up into fourth he goes.
That was brilliant from the kick salver of Yasser there. Francesco Lago, he's out. He's crashed it. VSC.
Yeah, he's crashed it at the... he's crashed out of turn 16. Yeah. So he has brought out a virtual safety car. I'm just checking the screen. Yeah, still virtual safety car. And that will bring the field to slow. And Steve's going to try and take advantage of this. And he's going to get a reduced pit stop. And this will be for hard tyres. He's already had 2 sets of medium tyres on. And there he goes. Everyone on hard tyres now. Everyone has fulfilled the requirement.
They have, so we are in the actual positions here now, even though Epic Vale has 11 laps still to do on them hards. He is in P2 and he's in his correct position at this moment. He does have Lifeboat chasing him down at a rapid rate of knots here though as he comes around turn 12 down towards turn 13. I think this is going to be a very straightforward pass for Lifebout in the Red Bull. Look at that from the Aston Martin as he struggles to keep
Oh,
on
he's
the
hit him
rear.
again!
Lifebout into the back of him. The Red Bull driver is through before the DRS even kicks in. Yes, sir says thank you very much, and the Sauber is through and up to P3, and with their DRS enabled, he's going to chase down the Red Bull, and yes, sir, he's going to get a 2-for-1 deal. The Sauber is now up to P2, but back comes Epic Vale in the Aston Martin down the inside,
what's he
plows into the
doing?
Sauber, and through goes Lifebout.
And Epic Vale, oh no, he nearly collided there, Saki, and nearly got spun out of the race. And he got whacked in the back there, and Epic Vale's having none of it. Might have been a bit of a steam let off there, I not really want to see that, but he tried to go in for a move on Yasser Saki, and that didn't work, and that just helped Lifebout go back into second place. And it's really starting to get feisty. Ryder Dahl is fighting Christian through the S's. Christian, of course, is on 10-lap-old hards as well, and fighting through this should be a no-brainer who gets position. Epic Vale loses another position, Christian loses position, Brando's about to make him lose another position, heading down the stretch, and this is where the DRS should be on. It's all getting feisty in the mid-pack here. Hopefully no big crashes. Oh my goodness, what a sideswipe that was from, I think it was Yasser Saki. He's not having anyone get past. Obviously a legal move, it wasn't moving under braking, and of course he was clear in terms of car position, so at least nobody crashed into him, thank goodness for that. It was a dramatic side swipe to try and avoid getting past and defending his position. Great moving from Saki. But can he defend it here? He's got his teammate to worry about as well, Nathan. Uh-oh.
Oh, here comes Ryder Dahl in the Sauber. The Aston Martin goes down the inside of Yasser Saki again, but Ryder Dahl will get the better exit here. The two Saubers sandwiched in the Aston Martin. Christian in the Alpine is off the track and into the pit lane, but Ryder Dahl all over the back of the Aston Martin as they're going to go 3 wide down in towards turn 1. Yasser Saki, here comes Epic Vale, here comes Ryder Dahl, who comes out on top. Ryder Dahl through the inside, and he's up into the podium places, but Yasser Saki, his teammate, comes back at him wheel to wheel, side by side, got a 2-kick Saubers, but Ryder Dahl with the ride or die attitude here.
My word, the two Saubers creating a wall to prevent them getting third place, and Christian has also got a 10-second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit line. He was serving his second stop to get them new mediums on, and now he's going to be well down. So he and I think Leon Rolf have penalties now for crossing the pit exit. Please do not cross the pit exit. You'll get a big, big penalty, as you've just seen. And now Epic Vale is holding up Brando here. It's quite an unusual, unorthodox strategy from him. Is he holding them up because of it? He's got very old tires, yes, but he doesn't seem like he's putting 100% in those corners anyway. Brando is going to try and get through. Beat to the side.
This is naughty.
Yeah, that is quite questionable from Brando, and he's going to go down the inside. Oh, and he slams right into the side of Brando. It's becoming a bit way too far, I think, over the top from Epic Vale, and he's got to be careful not to get himself in even more hot water. Yes, he had that incident with Francesco Lago, but there's no need to go back on some other drivers. Just shake it off and let it go and fight. A big slide from Epic Vale, and he's hit the wall, and all the momentum is gone. I think Christian's retiring from the race. Yep, and that's going to be the end of Epic Vale's run here at Miami. And he still can't get moving.
I can't help but feel Lafitte and Brando will be so pleased that Vale ended there just right as Lafitte was going to try and go past him down in towards turn 1. There was a huge just lunge to the left hand side that the V-cab managed to slam on the brakes and avoid. So I can't help but feel like they'll be a bit relieved that the Aston Martin isn't in their way, because his defensive strategy has been very, very hard and aggressive, which is credit to Epic Vale. But while these drivers will not be best pleased about that.
I don't think it will be at all. We're down to pretty much 10 drivers now in this race, and amongst them Lafitte and Brando fighting for P5. down the back stretch, and Lafitti's in a take position. Is there going to be a spot from Brando, though? No, he decides to wait it out and stay in 5th position. Out they come to start lap number 22 of their race. Ignore the... What's the yellow flag here? Epic Vale has... wait. A massive slide. Is something up? Are those tyres not having it? I'm on board with him right now, so if you're watching Epic Fail, you better be behaving yourself, and that goes for every driver. We expect everyone to behave themselves, of course, even though it's a social race. Oh my gosh, you can see the massive wear on the tyres as well. I think this game has seen a lot of upgrades to the tyre dynamics. See, when they brake, this massive tyre shed on the rim. It's very nice to see the realism coming into play in this game. So, props to EA on improving the aesthetic in F1 25. Big upgrade from 24. Hopefully we'll see more in F1 26 when we get to the new Madrid track out. Epic Vale's gone on softs, by the way. Interesting. Oh, and he's got a 10-tick penalty as well. Oh, and he's crashed a car. What is going on? Is something wrong with this car?
No, it just looks to me like he's trying to crash out, but just
I know it's a social race, but again, I'm sure there's got to be rule. Now, what's he doing? What's he doing? He's about to be lapped by Owen. No idea what's going on. Is he?
So, back on the action. These two kick Saubers. Yasir Saki is right on the back of Ryder Dahl as they'll come back down into that DRS straight. The gap is still 7/10, so Ryder Dahl still into the podium places with 6.5 laps to go. But Yasir Saki is still well within an opportunity. They're on the same strategy, barring Yasir Saki. He's on 1 lap older hards, but I don't think that'll make a difference in terms of getting to the end of this Grand Prix. And Ryder Dahl will know he's not going to have DRS.
And Mattia Manga has spun at turn 2. And now Owen is about to lap Epic Vale. I blow and hope they're ghosted here because it would be a tragic waste for Owen to lose the position. Oh, what is this? He's trying to fight it off. And Epic Vale, what is Epic Vale doing? He's trying to fight Owen. I hope the ghosting's off because if it's not, there might be a risk of Owen fighting with Epic Vale here. Now, what is this? What is going on here? Surely the blue flags are out, sir. He's on the soft tyre, so we have the advantage in the corners. Owen is not liking this. Owen is not wanting to be held behind Epic Vale for this long. The blue flag should have been out already. He's well down the field. He's not fighting anyone. Epic Vale should be given the position. He's on the soft tyres, and Owen is befuddled at what's going on here. He believes that Epic Vale should have been blue flagged, and now he's going to be forced to battle Epic Vale for position here, because of course he's on the better setup, and Epic Vale succeeds the position finally, because of course there's a blue flag rule in this game. He's got damage as well. As you can see, his end plate on the left is missing. One and hope he's ghosted. Oh my god, did he just hit him? No, he didn't. I mean, I know it's a social race, but surely playing by the rules is a must.
Yeah, as I always say, whether it's a social race or a league race, every driver should show that the same sort of elements.
What is he doing? Look at the flap!
Yeah.
Sorry,
so he just
what,
needs
he just
to be careful here.
And closed the flap.
I think if I was Owen at this stage, the problem that he's got is that Lifebout is 3.1 behind him and he's on, 1 lap fresher hards, so he can't slow down to get away from Epic Vale because Epic Vale's on softs, because he would then push himself back into the path of the Red Bull.
I mean, Epic Vale's on his own here in terms of the teams. not got a teammate. So, and besides, having them help when you're lapped is against the rules. Is this just a taunt from Epic Veil? I don't want to accuse him of anything malicious, but it's just bizarre. Look, he's getting blue flags. He should be passed. He should be well past. He should be 3 seconds in the lead now. They down to 2.3. Is he doubling as a safety car? Well, there he goes again, past him. And is there a battle behind? Yes, there is, but there's not been any moves. And Epic Veil, I'm surprised, hasn't backed off completely to allow Owen to get away. Sounds like something is brewing in the air between these two drivers. I don't see them have any contact with each other. I think there was more with sorry.
No, sorry. Whilst this has all been going on, Logan. Ryder Dahl is just going for a lifeboat. Wow, what happened there? Just as I was saying, whilst that's going on, is Owen has been pushed back a second by this battling with the Aston Martin, and he's now been pushed back into Ryder Dahl and lifeboat.
Yeah, and now he's going to be overtaken by Yasser Saki if he's not careful. And once again, Epic Veil doesn't want to get lapped. He's still fighting for... Wait, he's not fighting for any position. He's down 17 seconds from Mattia Manga at 18 seconds and almost a full lap, and Owen is getting more and more frustrated. I don't know what's going on here. It's one of the most bizarre races. I know it's a social race, one of the most bizarre races I've ever commentated on.
So 1.4 seconds is the gap now from Owen to Ryder Dahl, and Ryder Dahl has 2 lap fresher tyres. Here comes Owen on the back marker of the Aston Martin, who is really pushing him to the limits. This is crazy racing. Owen has been pushed wide again. The Aston Martin goes up the inside. He's put him into the wall. He's put him into the wall.
What is he doing?
Ryder
This is like he's got no wing now, and he's crashed. And he's crashed Epic Veil. I'm sorry, no. Wow. I don't know what I am watching. I know it's a social race, but come on. What is that?
Social race has no excuses for that in any race.
This isn't Mario Kart. This isn't Demolition Derby. I'm sorry. I might be stepping out of line as a commentator, but I'm actually disgusted. Epic Veil is one of the best drivers I know, and that's definitely not like him. And again, if social race, there's no excuse for that. I'm sorry. I'm not very pleased at all. For Owen, who's done all the work, who's been on tip-top condition today, has pretty much been submitted into malicious activity.
Yeah, so, Logan, Ryder Dahl has stayed out. The drivers behind have pitted. They're going to go into fresh softs. The safety car is in. The safety car is out, so that means that the drivers are going to come out on fresh tyres.
But because of the rules, basically the de facto rules in the game, the safety car always comes in 2 laps before the end, so it will be coming in this lap. They're free to go, so we'll have 2 lap shootout, and that means if everyone can catch up, right down the Lafiti are going to be battling lifeboat. Yasser Saki, Owen's in 4th, 5th. Imagine if he wins this after that.
That's a great recovery from Owen, to be honest, to still be in P5.
Well, to be fair, everyone's pit.
Yeah.
So he only had to change his wing, so he lost a couple positions, but I'm sorry. Epic, oh my god. I say to be this guy. Epic Veils just typed in the Discord, Owen, you can't win, sorry. Really? Really? Oh my god. I'm sorry, if that was the real world, I don't think we'd be seeing Epic Veil racing anymore.
So Ryder Dahl behind the safety car, and it will come in this lap. Lafiti is there as well. They are on 12 and 13 lap old hards. Every single driver behind them is on fresh tyres. Lifeboat and Yasser on fresh mediums. Owen, Volakongan, Brando, Leon Rolf and Sieb all on fresh softs. Mattia Manga on them older medium tyres, but he's way behind as the safety car is about to go in.
Oh no, so, that's slowing right
Ryder
down.
Dahl and Lafiti are going to have to hold on for dear life here for the final 2 laps here in Miami.
What? He's going at what is that, 30 kilometers an hour? Here we go, we're underway, 2 laps to go. I don't think this should have been happening in an ordinary circumstance, but we are. It's a final 2-lap shootout to determine the winner of this social race, and Riedel is not wasting any time. Lifeboat's not wasting any time. He's going to try and get the outside of the Fitty to try and make the move. Owen's going to make the move into 4th place, and now he's got Lafitte to deal with. Easily gets past him, and now he's going to try and get past. Lafitte has had an incident. What's happened to him? He's completely lost position. I don't think he's getting involved, to be fair. Owen is going to try and pass them off for the win. Imagine if he wins after that incident. It will be egg on Epic Dale's face. Yes, justice served. Look at them, they're all fighting. The top 3 are fighting for the win. It's Lifeboat going to try and make the move on Riedel here. This could be defining in the result of the race. Through they go into turn 11. And Riedel tries to defend, but you know Owen's coming. Oh, and Owen's going to have to play his tactically here. Oh no, he's had to hit the wall, and how has he not got damage from that? And Riedel is like, no, you're not having this, mate. But Owen says, watch out on your left. Owen, watch out on your left, and he's through. But now Lifeboat is 9/10 ahead. He's going to have to catch up to Lifeboat to win this race. Is there going to be a late move from Riedel or Yasser Saki? He's going to get involved too. No, there's not. He goes on the outside and wide, and he's going to let Yasser Saki, who's on the superior tyre, go for him. So an interesting strategy there. The final lap now, and Volkongen's going to overtake Riedel, it looks like, into the first corner. No, he's not, actually. He's going to just let him have it. No, he's going to go to the outside. He's going to try and move. Interesting attempt, but he's not going to get it. And, oh my goodness, he's pushed right to the outside.
Well, Volkongen is through on Riedel. What a move that was from the Ferrari driver, but all eyes are on the leaders. Lifeboat is leading by 6/10 to Owen,
Surely
going into
not.
the final 2 sectors of this dramatic Miami Grand Prix. Here comes the Mercedes.
Surely he has to do
DRS
it.
will kick in now.
Here he goes. He's going for it. He wants that win so bad. Oh my goodness. Lifeboat has just spawned and respawned again. He is suffering from lag, it seems. But now, is he going to defend from an unlikely win? Lifeboat has been holding on. He got a bit of luck from the safety car, but Owen's like, no way, sir, not after what happened to me. He's going to try and take the win, as he should have had. He's going to go for the win right here at turn 17. Is he going to make the move in time? He's got to send it from the outside. He's running out of time. Lifeboat saying, you better not. Oh, he's colliding with him. He's not going to do it. He's not going to get there in time. And Lifeboat has denied him. Lifeboat has denied him that. It's going to go down. No, it's not going to go down very well with some people, but it is Lifeboat that wins. And, oh, Leon Rolfe has actually crashed and will not finish in 9th. He will finish in 10th, and Matthew Manga's going to get 9th. And he looks very happy with that as he dances around the chicane. Do you want to finish 9th or not? I mean, you got a top 10 finish. Is that enough for you? Leon Rolfe will finish in 10th. But yeah, he'll still finish in top 10. But Lifeboat denies Owen. Owen is absolutely furious. He's already called for, you have to ban this guy. He's just cost he's just been cost the win. What, I know it's a social race, but he should have won that race, and we're just waiting for Tier Manga to finish up in 9th position, and he does, breaking his wing in the process.
A dramatic end to the Miami Grand Prix that sees Lifeboat win. So we'll go through at the final standings, but the Red Bull driver comes out victorious here in the social race. The Red Bull driver stands on the top step. What a result for him. Owen in the Mercedes, who was leading for the majority of this Grand Prix, takes P2, and it is P3 for the Kicksauber driver of Yusei Saki. So we will go through the final grid standings. Lifeboat wins. Owen takes P2. Yasser Saki in the Kicksauber takes P3. Volakongen, the Danish driver from P11 on the grid, takes P4. The Italian of Brando in the Ferrari takes P5. Ryder Dahl in the Kicksauber takes P6. The two V-cabs comes next. Lafitte in P7 and Sieb in the V-cab in P8. Mattia Manga in P9 and Leon Rolf takes the final place in the top 10.
And the points, not only are they wrong because we use different in PSGL, there are no points! But yes, I do think Owen should have been given the win there by Lifebit, but then again, Lifebit had his own race to worry about, so Lifebit is a controversial winner, despite not leading any part of the race. Owen Yasser Saki in third. The top three finished in the top three, albeit first and second switched around. And that'll do it for the night. Nathan, are you still there?
I am, mate.
Alright, that will do it for tonight. I believe next week there'll be another race, and that will be on the new Australia track. I say new, it's still the same track. They have upgraded with LiDAR, just like with Miami, so you'll be seeing more of the Australia track, and that'll be fun. I've raced on it in a race on my own live stream, and it is much better than it was before, definitely.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That should be an absolute cracker.
Yes. So we will see you next time. Hopefully no collisions like we saw tonight. We will see you June 16th. I'm not sure if it will be me, but you'll hear who it is eventually. So until next time, I bid you all a very good night and safe driving, please.
Thank